Mrs. Sitaraman, I want to ask you this question because the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, when he came to power in 2014 after a landmark election and a landmark, vote from the people of India, first time in 30 years you had a majority government at the center. And for virtually 5 years you looked invincible. Somehow, the two big factors that have shown some amount of chinks in the so-called armor of the BJP-led government at the center have been, one, the defeat of the BJP in West Bengal, and secondly, the way we have been found absolutely struggling when the second wave first set in. We handled the first wave with a great deal of elan and a panache and a resilience and planning, but the second wave actually showed the chinks in our armors. And many people are now looking at the BJP-led government in a new light, saying this government not as invincible as it used to be. Do you agree with them?
First of all, I have a bit of a difficulty when you talk about invincibility and handling of a pandemic. The second wave is something which every one of us recognize and acknowledge for its intensity, the scale, and the rapidity with which it's set in. I'm not sure anyone would have imagined this in its scale and intensity. And therefore, to think you could have been prepared for it in all its implication, I think it's being unfair. But I grant it that obviously because the tragedy has hit many of us, in fact most of us, in one way or the other, we tend to think, couldn't we have been better prepared? I grant that. But for the, as I said, the way, the rapidity with which it spread, I'm not sure any country could have been prepared at all. And therefore, I'm not trying to seek an excuse here. But to be fair, it's not possible to be ready for such a pandemic, the second wave, the way it came in. And I also don't want to immediately say, oh, we handled the first wave better and with a panache, using the words you've used. I don't want to use them either. Because yes, there was a national lockdown. Prime Minister was adopting every means to convey that there has to be care, that we have, all of us have to practice certain things, and so on. And at that time, the comfort of a vaccine was also not there. Now we've had it. But, well, yes, the pandemic we had to face. The other thing about Bengal, which you probably refer to as a loss, whilst I don't want to claim that we've won in a big way or whatever, but it was a vast change. Bengal today doesn't have, except for the BJP, any other party as an opposition there. And Bengal BJP opposition just recognized the rate at which it has grown between 2019, when the parliamentary numbers are there with you, by assembly, by constituency, you can always break it down and see. And today, where your presence in the previous assembly was in single digit, today you're closer to 100. So whilst I do not want to say, oh, see our success, but clearly, I'm not sure if I'm quoting the year right, since after 1973 possibly, first time the opposition party, any one party, has had this kind of a number. And till recently the ruler Marxist and for decades ruler Congress are both completely out of the scene. So I do not want you to measure invincibility on the basis of what has happened in Bengal.
Why
Bengal.
not? Why
Bengal.
not Nirmala Sitharaman?
We were not the ruling party then.
Let me tell you, because the BJP creates an expectation. The BJP does not play for being in opposition. The BJP always plays for the stakes being high, which is becoming the ruling party. The BJP put out the number of 200 plus seats in an assembly of 294. The BJP knew that it had 3 assembly seats in the elections of 2016. Why it was talking about 200 plus is something the BJP has to explain, number one. Number two, in 2019 Lok Sabha polls, if you map it over the assembly, the BJP led in 121 of those assembly segments, but in the assembly elections you were 77 or 78. That is why people are asking the question, was this a COVID impact? The second wave impact? Was this a decision by the people of India who felt that here was a pandemic, yet the government's attention was divided towards political equations and political earnings that it wanted to do rather than worrying about citizens, their earnings and their daily bread?
That's not right, because the party's attention certainly was in an election-bound state. That's not a secret. Contesting parties, all of them were there. Well, it's a different story that Congress party today doesn't believe in taking any campaign seriously, so they may not have been as much as we have been. And no wonder they're also completely wiped off Bengal. So, if the party takes it seriously and gives full attention, that's only natural. The government's attention on attending to people, providing oxygen, making sure medicines are available, were all intact. There was no diversion of government's attention from, at least the union government's attention, from governing, particularly at a pandemic time. That's absolutely clear.